Good evening, everybody. Matrix here. Here's my watch list for February 26th. Okay, let's bring up the futures here real quick. We are gapping down ever so slightly, coming into this short-term trend line here. This red line here is a 9 EMA, as you can see. So I do believe that we have a little bit more downside to go. Probably tomorrow. I'm going to test this 2779 or 2780 area and then see if it bounces from there. This is prior resistance from this big up green day, so the closing now becomes support, so definitely looking like it might bounce off there. Looking on the 5-day chart right now, 12 o'clock midnight, where is that? It gapped up a little bit from this massive sell-off where the shorts were relentless. This is more of a profit take, right? It did make 3 legs already, so 1 leg, 2 leg, 3 legs. So the probability of it having a 4th leg, well, maybe we don't know, but I like it for 1 more leg down to 2780. And then bounce from there. Okay, probably might test this uptrend line as well. So from there, we'll see. I mean, how does this relate to the SPY 2780, right? So basically, this is the 278 area on the SPY. So currently, we are gapping down a little bit, and I do anticipate a drop and then probably a pop back up and then to fill the gap, right? The SPY has filled the gap of today already, the gap up today through the selling off action here. So keep a lookout for that. Overall, I think it's going to be a choppy day, starting off with a drop and then find some sort of a bottom and then a pop. And at the end of the day, we'll close kind of like a doji day, I think. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the watch list. Etsy. Earnings winner, guidance winner as well. This stock has an average true range of $2.45. Let's mark off some resistance and support areas here. We have resistance 65, 66, and 66.5. Okay. So right about there. Okay, high of day. The stock is gapping up huge from this daily chart. We are sitting around right here at the 63. So pretty overextended. I am anticipating a drop out the gates, maybe back down to this level. It's actually making 52-week highs right now. So let me see. I think it's making 52-week highs. It is. So I like it to dip out the gates and hold some sort of support and then rip again. I'm not sure if it can fill the entire gap, but it sure doesn't look like that it likes gaps. I mean, looking on this chart here, meh. There's a few ways you can play this. Let's mark off some support as well. Support, we have 63. Yeah, okay, 63, a very close support. So we'll have to watch that pre-market, what it does there. And then 62 as well as 60.5. Okay, 60.5 being the high of this morning. And then after hours, when it dipped, it held the 60.5. So this is a pretty concise support area right here. Okay, we'll have to see what it does around 63. Since I can't even call it for a gap up or a down in the pre-market because this stock has a strong catalyst on its own and it's moving not in accordance to the SPY. What I want to see is after hours, I mean, we have a sell-off here and then bought right back up. It looks like it's going up, so I'm anticipating a pop and a drop, okay? Looking for the rejection signals here at the 65, 66, maybe even a double top here at 66.5, and then sell it back down for a profit take on a double top. So that's Etsy. If it dips out the gates and hold these support areas, also looking for a long signal, then I'll be looking for like a double bottom or a higher low. So mark these levels off. We have 3 concise resistance and 3 concise support areas. However, pre-market, if these areas all cleared, then we should get a nice uptrending day. Maybe a run up to the $70 level. We don't know. Kind of like what Roku did on its first day. Speaking of Roku, a lot of pain today from Roku. Let's take a look at the chart here real quick. It's still on watch. The volume is very high and still relative. It looks like it had a doji day today, so it tried to run and then sold off as a SPY sell-off. What I want to talk about here is a nice uptrend line that we are basically looking like it's a backside of the overall earnings move. Okay, we have snapped the uptrend. So really depending on whether it can reclaim this trend line tomorrow, let's mark off some resistance and support area. I'm looking for a pop and drop. I mean, it's looking like the backside, right? So a very key area, and even it's selling off a little bit after hours too. So a very key area is obviously the 65 and 64.90, we'll call it. Actually 64.90. Okay, so we have a very concise resistance area here. Okay, the 64.90 is the high of yesterday, as you can see right there. Okay, looking for pop and drop. First area I'll be watching for. The stock actually closed here at 64.87 here. Okay, so yesterday's closing price as well. I think tomorrow we might get a red day, so I'll be watching for this resistance area to hold it down. And if this breaches, if it reclaims and starts holding 65, then I do like it for a long or retest of 65.50. Okay, so the thesis is actually pretty clean and clear. As long as it stays under this 65 area, it's a short for me. If it reclaims and holds, then it's a long for me. Okay, some support areas as well. We have 63 to 63.20. So let's take a look here. 63.20, which is where it bottomed out today, which I actually called last night as well, and the psychological whole number of 63. So we have a support area right here. We are $1 away. Also looking at 62.5. Excuse me, 62.5 right there, which is yesterday's interim high at lunch, and then at the end of the day it made some support here. So 62.5 key support, and then we have 61.5, which is right around this area at the bottom of yesterday's late day dump. Okay, so key support areas, and then resistance, of course, we have 66 and 66.5 and 67. Okay, right here. Looks like nobody wants this stock to come back up or go up anymore, so we'll see. Looking for a pop and drop, so that's Roku. SQ is next. SQ, very easy play in my opinion. I mean, we're just watching this 77 area here. It's a key psychological whole number, first of all. So if it stays above 77, it's a long thesis. If it stays under 77, it's a short thesis. We have a concise support zone from the 5-minute chart given to us right here. So definitely watch out for that. on the daily chart here, I want to come in and pick out some numbers here. So there's a 77, okay? And then if on the long side, I would want to test the high of day. So right about 78.50 area, okay? Let's see. Yeah, so on the long side, that would be my target. On the short side, I would target 75.50. So that would be support for me, which is the 9 EMA right here. And as you can see, it's basically the closing price of this green candle. And then I picked off 77, the high price of this candle right here as well. Very key levels you can watch here on SQ. Yep. And finally, we have Wayfair. Actually, two more. So Wayfair, nice second run-up day, a gap and go setup from 150, right? It's very, very overextended right now. So it is on its 52-week highs, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. I want to see a pop and drop for like a pullback day because it's so overextended right now. Key areas of resistance I'll be watching for is 161 to 161.3. Okay. One thing I want to note about the stock is on the 1 minute chart, the stock can really run. So in the morning, it made $1.50 to $2 candles. Like for example, right here, this is a $2 candle. This is another $2 candle, right? So with sizing wise, going to be very careful about that, knowing that at the open high volume areas, dangerous candles here. Okay, so if I'm looking for a short, my target here would be 156. Okay. The reason why I picked 156 is yesterday's highs right here. This level, I expect it to hold some sort of support. And then if it snaps, it could fade all the way back down to 150. Oh, wait, actually, 152.62. This stock can run a lot of points. I mean, it ran 10 points today, and then it ran another 10 points yesterday. So average true range for the last 2 days, 10 points. I'm looking for like a 5-point short for consolidation. So I think from 161, pull it all the way down to 156, very doable. If it breaches 161 and start ripping, you got to be careful. I'll be watching these highs here. 160 is also very key. I mean, depending on the market, how it opens tomorrow, this is a key psychological whole number, right? We are trading a little bit under it right now, so we'll have to check back on it pre-market. Finally, NVDA. NVDA is looking very weak in my opinion. I mean, first of all, I want to keep this uptrend line on because it's following it quite well to the T. Okay. The candle I want to look at here is this candle with a massive volume, marking off the closing price here at 157.37, as well as the lows of around the 156.50s area. I do expect a continuation to the downside, but maybe a pop and drop would be nice. We have snapped a very concise resistance area or prior support area, now resistance. So the 160, definitely a mark off area here. Looking for rejection signal from there. It might pop through and get up to this 200 SMA, 160.50, and then test. So mark off these two areas. I want to see a pop and drop, and then bring it right back down to the target 157.30s. Okay, so that would be my target right here. Okay, so NVDA. That's it for my watch list this evening. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tickers in play. You enjoy what you watch, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. I would love to hear your questions and comments as well. If you like, you can feel free to post and questions me any questions you want to ask. And I'll see you guys out bright and early tomorrow morning. Ciao.